Now listen carefully, because I've been saying to you, the incursion in Caribbean waters, the Armada, 8 warships, nuclear-powered submarines, 10 F-35 fighter jets from the U.S. alone, and in the Caribbean waters, and another warship off the coast of Guadeloupe sent by France. That has nothing to do with narco trafficking. It don't even have anything to do with what you call it, transnational organized crime that we have been talking about for a very long time in this space. What it has to do with, 3 things. 1, regime change in Venezuela, but not isolated. Venezuela is connected to China. One of the heaviest investment in Venezuela is China. This is geopolitics at its most intense. So read the Political article. So 1, China, Venezuela, Guyana, Venezuela, Russia, Cuba, and Russia, Caribbean waters. If you recall, Russia just sent 2 nuclear-powered submarines through the Caribbean waters just a few months ago, you know. So if you read what Politico is saying this morning, that the Pentagon plan prioritizes homeland over China threat, this tells us that they have taken the war to the Caribbean. And I'm going to come back to it because we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. This is not as simple as it appears. This is not about drug trafficking. This is not about narco trafficking. This is not about gun running. This is the geopolitical war on the heels of China. And one of the reasons, listen, China, and we mentioned it this morning, on the 3rd of September, 2nd into 3rd, rolled out what I am calling the most definitive military operation yet, to show the world that China is now the global political, economic, and military leader. And basically what China has said to the United States and the European Union, come test now, come test. Because if you look again, and we were all, well, you were all distracted, mostly distracted by what was happening with the elections and so on, that you paid little or no attention. Trinidad has gone out. The United States bombed a fishing vessel in Caribbean waters. 11 people did in there. And they said it was drug running. Now, even if it is the most dangerous drug on earth, international law dictates that you swoop down upon them with the 8 nuclear-powered submarine and warships and the 10 F-35 military jets that you have, and take them out of that boat and carry them for questioning. What did the U.S. do? The U.S. bombed the boat and killed all 8 of them in Caribbean waters. I want to ask a few questions. 1, what if any other ships were around or boats were around? Jamaican fishing in those areas. 2, what about international human rights and the law of the sea? What about the legality of all of this? Someone questioned the legality and J.D. Vance responded, I don't give a SH ending with T about legal and law. We took them out. This is the Vice President of the United States. This is Caribbean waters. Caricom has not said anything as Caricom. Caricom foreign ministers put out a wishy-washy statement just now. But Caricom as Caricom. Today is Africa Caricom Day. They are meeting in Ethiopia. I don't know. I've been checking all the websites I'm watching everything I can watch online. I have not seen a proper response from Caricom. Jamaica is leading Caricom this year. Caricom is now in Jamaica. The Prime Minister is head of Caricom this year. Question is, who will stand up for Caribbean people? Already, Trinidad has shown its ugly face. Trinidad has exposed its underbelly. And coming up, the CSR has come out to say, kill them all. And we will give you our land to launch your attacks on them. This is coming from Trinidad. And Guyana is saying, we'll do the same. You want to use our airports, you want to launch an attack here, you want to use our waters, you do what you want to do. Trinidad has gone further. Trinidad has said, we do not care what Caricom thinks. We're not consulting Caricom on this. Caricom was always a white elephant. Caricom, St. Lucia called for Caricom to be disbanded the other day, and a lot of people got up in arms and so on. But everything is about to change because this is a test for Caricom. This is like the League of Nations. This is Caricom's League of Nations time. It is. What is going to morph into, I don't know, because the League of Nations morphed into the United Nations. But this is Caricom's League of Nations moment. When the Emperor Haile Selassie went to the League of Nations to say, you have to intervene because Italy is bombing my people, Ethiopians, with mustard gas. And the Emperor warned them then, that is today for me and tomorrow for you. And we saw what happened afterwards. So this is Caricom's League of Nations moment. It is do or die. And I think Caricom has chosen to die. But let me just go deeply into some of what is happening. Barbados, as we heard, is cautiously supportive because we saw that in the letter. Antigua and Barbuda, they are opposed to it. They have joined other Caricom members individually in criticizing the U.S. buildup individually. Antigua, as a matter of fact, and Barbuda, they have come out to say this is a new demonstration of imperial force. This is the kind of pushback that we want. Dominica is also opposed, and they have said that they are aligned with Antigua on this. They have condemned the deployment, and they have raised concern about its implications for regional sovereignty. So that we're hearing from Dominica, we're hearing from Antigua and Barbuda, remember, as individual nations, now not as CARICOM. And St. Kitts and Nevis also opposed. They have expressed disapproval of the U.S. military buildup, and they have also underscored the fact that with this, they're seeing more wider regional anxiety about this level of interference. St. Lucia is also opposed. St. Lucia has voiced its opposition to the U.S. actions. And this, you notice mainly Eastern Caribbean countries. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're also opposed to this. And they have also condemned the U.S. military activity in the Caribbean waters. They say it is potentially destabilizing. And let me see. That must be it, because Jamaica, well, Guyana is supportive. We said that before. Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados cautious and consultative. Antigua is opposed. Dominica opposed. St. Kitts opposed. St. Lucia opposed. Jamaica, the Bahamas, Suriname, Haiti, Belize, and others have not publicly stated where they stand. So we do not know what Jamaica is waiting for. We can see that we just went through an election and everybody's attention. But if this is how we're going to be, that we can run an election and see a military buildup on our doorstep and don't pay no mind to it, we turn our back on it, then it means that we are not fit to run no country, no election, and be in no position of power. Because, of course, you can walk and chew gum. This is what Jamaica and countries like the Bahamas and Suriname and so on, I don't know. But Jamaica has to say something today. Today? Jamaica needs to say something today. Through Caricom. Say something through Caricom. Can you say Parliament disbanded and all of that? So who are running things? By the way, how the Governor General feel about all of this? Anyway, that's a whole other story. So once again, just to say that the United States has deployed a substantial naval force into the Caribbean, 7 or 8 warships, nuclear-powered submarines. And I didn't even mention this morning, I told you last week, 4,500 personnel. And the scale of this buildup tells us a lot. It's not just pressure on Maduro. It is facing China